let's talk about something that's, well, it's pretty complicated. Fasting and female fertility. You hear so much conflicting stuff out there, right? So today, we're going to cut through some of that noise and see what the science actually has to say about this hidden connection. So let's just get right to the big question, the one you're probably here for. Can something like intermittent fasting actually help you get pregnant, or could it be messing things up? As you're about to find out, the answer is definitely not a simple yes or no. To really get our heads around how fasting might play a role here, we first need to do a super quick review of the major players in your body's hormonal conversation. These are the hormones that are basically running the show when it comes to reproduction. First up, we've got luteinizing hormone, or just LH. Okay, think of LH as the starting pistol for the main event of your cycle. Its whole job is to spike at just the right moment to trigger ovulation. That's the release of the egg from the ovary. No LH surge, no egg. It's that critical. And working right alongside LH is its partner, follicle-stimulating hormone, or FSH. Now, if LH is the starting pistol, you can think of FSH as the coach. It's the hormone that gets the little ovarian follicles ready for the big race, stimulating them to grow so that one can become the star player that releases the egg. So let's put it all together real quick. First, FSH gets the follicles growing. Then that big LH surge happens and boom, ovulation is triggered. After that, your body enters the next phase to get ready for a potential pregnancy. It's this beautiful, delicate hormonal dance, and anything that throws off the rhythm can definitely impact fertility. All right, now let's flip the coin and look at side number one, the case for how fasting can actually be a good thing for fertility, especially for certain women. What's so fascinating here is how all these benefits are connected. For some people, research shows fasting can seriously improve how their body handles insulin and can lower inflammation everywhere. And when your metabolic health improves, it can have this amazing downstream effect of helping to regulate your reproductive hormones, which might lead to better, more predictable ovulation. It can also boost something called SHBG, which is super helpful for keeping your hormones in check. And this isn't just theory, by the way. We see it in real studies. For instance, a recent study from 2023 looked at women with PCOS, that's polycystic ovary syndrome, a really common cause of infertility. It found that intermittent fasting actually improved their key hormone levels. So this really suggests that for women whose fertility issues are tied to metabolic problems, fasting could be a pretty powerful tool for getting things back in balance. Okay, but it's not always that straightforward. That's not the whole picture. Because on the other side of that coin, fasting can actually create a whole new set of problems for the reproductive system. Remember those crucial hormones we just talked about, LH and FSH? Yeah, fasting can mess with them. Studies have seen fluctuations in both of those, and even in thyroid hormones. And when that happens, it can lead to irregular periods and just throw that whole delicate ovulatory cycle out of whack. On top of that, if the fasting is too intense or goes on for too long, the body can see it as a stressor, which can pump up your cortisol levels, and stress hormones are no friend to fertility. So, when you hear the term menstrual irregularities in the research, what are we actually talking about? Well, it can look different for different people. For some women, it might mean oligomenorrhea. Their cycles get really long, like over 35 days. For others, it could be the opposite, polymenorrhea, where their cycles get super short. Either way, it's a clear sign that the body's natural rhythm is off. And this really gets to the heart of the matter. The science points to the female reproductive system being incredibly sensitive to changes in things like diet and energy levels, way more sensitive than the male system. And understanding this sensitivity is the key to why fasting can have such wildly different effects on different people. So you've got this potential upside, right? And then you've got this potential downside. What on earth are you supposed to do with that? Well, it means the answer isn't a simple rule for everyone. The effect of fasting on your fertility is deeply, deeply personal. It's not one size fits all. Let's just break this down. Think of it like an equation with a few key variables. First, what's your baseline health? Like we saw, someone with a condition like PCOS might see some real benefits. How's your metabolic health in general? If fasting helps with insulin, that's a big check in the pro column. Age is another piece of the puzzle. And of course, how long and how intense is the fast? A little bit of fasting might be totally fine, but really long periods of restriction could totally backfire. Honestly, if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. There's no magic formula. The research doesn't give a simple thumbs up or thumbs down. It just shows us this complex dance of factors where your unique body, your biology, is the one calling the shots. So that kind of leaves you with a really important question to ask yourself. When you look at all the pieces, the potential pros and the potential cons, is fasting the right tool to add to your personal health puzzle? The best way to figure that out for sure is by talking it over with your doctor, who can help you weigh everything against your own goals. Thanks for joining me.